14.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikule Amosu.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James, and it is many thanks for joining us. Quickly a look at the news making the rounds for today. Yahaya faces screening. Reps want end to insecurity. Thousands in South Africa rush for diamonds in KwaZulu-Natal province. Europeans react to President Biden's visit. Central Bank of Nigeria may start printing Gambia's currency, says Emefiele. Ronaldo breaks goal record as Portugal beat Hungary. Be well to stay with us to bring you the news in details just right after this time out. Welcome back. And now the news in details. Yahaya faces screening. Reps want end to insecurity. The Joint Committee on Defense and Army of the House of Representatives screened Major General Farouk Yahaya for confirmation as Chief of Army Staff. Yahaya, in his speech before the committee called for a closed-door session, notes that he is 35 years old and bringing experiences from a 36-year career to the office. Since that time, he has passed through all relevant courses commensurate with his career he has in various capacities, including command, staff, administration, and extracurricular. The chairman of the House Committee on Defense, Babajimi Benson, notes that the exercise was coming at a very challenging time in the history of the country. Benson says the armed forces of Nigeria needs to adopt innovative measures to curb the killings and wanton destruction of property as a result of these cases of insecurity. He hopes that after the confirmation, the new Chief of Army Staff will do everything possible working with other service chiefs to bring this to an end. Now moving forward, federal government inaugurates committee to draft bill to transit to knowledge economy. The Ministry of Education has inaugurated an 11-member National Research and Development Foundation draft executive bill committee to define the path of Nigeria's knowledge economy. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Mr. Sonny Echono, inaugurated the committee on behalf of the Minister of Education, Adamu, in Abuja. He says that having a legal framework to back up research and development in the country would go a long way in finding lasting solutions to challenges being faced in different sectors of the economy. The minister added that the fashioning out of a legal framework would help define the place of research and development as the main parameter for measuring the strength and sustainability of Nigeria's gross domestic product. The task of preparing a draft executive bill is not an ordinary job. It requires the best to do it, and that is why some of the best and tested lawyers, academics, and industry leaders have been called upon to do this assignment. The nation has high expectations from the outcome of the work because the ministry has decided to demonstrate that they house historically acknowledged leaders of research, being universities, polytechnics, and college of education. In another development, Osibanjo test rides locally assembled electric car, says innovation fantastic. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo has described Nigeria's first locally assembled electric car as a fantastic innovation. He said this in Abuja shortly after unveiling of the Made in Nigeria fair, featuring the exhibition of the first electric car assembled in Nigeria, among other locally manufactured products. The Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Publicity, Laolo Akande, disclosed this in a statement titled, "Electric car assembled in Nigeria is a fantastic innovation. He can tell because he just drove it," says Osibanjo. According to the statement, Osibanjo proceeded to test drive the automobile in the company of the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, and the Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Jelani Aliyu. Shortly afterwards, he visits the Federal Road Safety Corps headquarters, where he inaugurated the National Traffic Radio 107.1 FM. And now bringing you news stories from around Africa. Thousands in South Africa rush for diamonds in KwaZulu-Natal province. On the outskirts of the small village of Kwelati, at 5 hours drive from Johannesburg in eastern KwaZulu-Natal province, thousands of South Africans have come out on a quest to find unidentified crystal-like pebbles. The believed precious stones were unearthed by a cattle header a few days prior. News of the findings spread fast, triggering a rush to the site despite messages of caution by the government, warning that the stones could be worthless. At daybreak, there are already hundreds of them on the hillside in the small village of Kwelati, a 5-hour drive from Johannesburg in eastern KwaZulu-Natal. Armed with shovels, picks or sticks, they turn over the soil and break up the wet clods with their bare hands, each time hoping to see the shine of the famous precious stones. And our photos on social media, however, last weekend caused a huge stir. Now, still from around Africa, Tunisia frees ex-presidential candidate Nabil KAROUI. Tunisia's judiciary ordered the release of opposition leader Nabil KAROUI 6 months after his arrest on financial corruption and tax evasion charges. KAROUI has been on a hunger strike since June 5th to protest his prolonged incarceration. The court appears to have considered that KAROUI, 57, leader of the Cartoons Party, a member of the government coalition, had spent more time in pre-trial detention than the maximum allowed by the law, according to his lawyer Nazir Sow. Founder of Tunisia's main private channels, Nesma TV, which is partly owned by Silvio Berlusconi, KAROUI has been prosecuted since 2017 in a case of money laundering and tax fraud. Arrested in 2019, he had then spent more than a month in prison in the middle of the election campaign, which had led to fears of a crackdown. After his release, he was arrested again last December. KAROUI, whose campaign for the presidential election was focused on anti-Islamism and the fight against poverty, was largely defeated by Kais Saied, an academic new to politics, against a backdrop of rejection of the elites in power since 2011 revolution. Right now, we'll be taking a break, and when we return, we shall be bringing you a lineup of other interesting news stories. Do well to stay with us.
Ignites the flame for unbridled unction, sets the pace for uncommon impact. Get ready for a moment of change to protect your identity in International Youth Conference 2021. Theme: Purpose, Passion, and Power. Ministry: Pastoral Courage in Molere.
Powers that has vowed that you will always beg before you seek favor. Powers that has vowed that you will always beg before you seek lifting. After now, that yoke shall be broken.
Reverend John Asia.
The enemy takes advantage of our unbridled tongue. We are talking, be careful. You know, we look for trouble by ourselves, by too many information that we release out of our mouth.
Apostle Professor Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman.
A battle of service. Our youths These days, this generation, God will help us. Who will feel your impact? Who will feel your impact if you even choose to leave this place now? The battle of service is a battle that is confronting the youth today.
Nothing severs you from entanglement like addiction to God's word. Your addiction to God's word is your severance and your cure.
Date 6th through 9th July 2021, happening at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Kilometer 132, Benin Okene, Abuja Expressway, Auchi, Edo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. GMT+1. For inquiries, please call. It's time to break bounds.
Welcome back. Still on News Desk. Europeans react to President Biden's visit. Joe Biden meets Russia's Vladimir Putin fresh from days of talks with European leaders on his first visit to the continent as U.S. president. Mr. Biden has met leaders at the G7 in Cornwall, then at NATO and EU headquarters in Brussels. President Biden has reaffirmed America's traditional support for the European Union as an important partner in global affairs. EU-US Summit Declaration announces a series of joint actions ranging from the response to the pandemic and action in the fight against climate change to strengthen cooperation on trade, investment and technology. There's also a firm commitment to defend democracy and human rights. There is even a breakthrough agreement on greater joint work and cooperation in the area of security and defense, previously an almost taboo subject. A series of working groups and a new Trade and Technology Council will ensure that in the coming months, the coordination is intensified across the full range of these issues. Europe, and specifically the EU, is back at the center of U.S. global policy. And more updates, California's drought may have solved plane crash mystery. As a severe drought in California dries out lakes across the state, officials have found the remains of what they believe to be a 1960s plane crash. The discovery last week have helped to solve a long-standing mystery. The plane matches a description of the Piper Comanche 250, which went missing on New Year's Day, 1965. An underwater surveying company testing equipment in Folsom Lake near Sacramento found the fully intact plane in one of the lake's deepest points. The 1965 crash killed all 4 people on board, including the pilot. The pilot's body was recovered, but the bodies of the 3 passengers were never retrieved despite continued search efforts up until 2014. The survey company Seafloor Systems first picked up the mysterious object on a sonar device. A closer inspection revealed the object to be a plane. It was a historically low water level in the lake that allowed the team to take clear photos of the plane's tail and propeller. And now, bringing you news stories from the world of business. Central Bank of Nigeria may start printing Gambia's currency, says Emefiele. The governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, says that the bank is willing to assist the Central Bank of Gambia to print its legal tender. Emefiele said this in Abuja during a 2-day visit by delegation from the CBG led by its governor, Mr. Boa Saidi. This was in response to a request by the CBG for a possible partnership to tackle acute currency shortages among other currency management challenges in the country. Saidi informed the CBN governor that relying on its current printer, De La Rue of London, for its currency needs was expensive and unsustainable. He explained that it cost the bank about €70,000 to lift printed currencies from Sri Lanka to Gambia. In response, the CBN governor assured his visitors that the bank had extremely competitive advantage to undertake the currency printing for Gambia, adding that Nigeria's security printing and minting had a lot of idle capacity to satisfy the demand of the CBG. The CBG governor also noted that one of the purposes of the visit was to benefit from CBN's vast experiences on how it had successfully regulated the financial system and sought assistance in the areas of information technology, modernization, cybersecurity, forex shipping, and management, among others. Emefiele, in response, attributed the successes to the support which the Apex Bank had enjoyed from the National Assembly. Now, still from the world of business, experts FAYEMI differ on the benefits of fuel subsidy. While the governor of Ekiti State, Kayode FAYEMI, says that the removal of fuel subsidy will benefit poor Nigerians, financial experts argued that it would bring about increased hardship. FAYEMI, after the launch of the Nigerian Development Update by the World Bank in Abuja, says there was a need for proper communication on economic status of the country. According to him, the country wastes money on fuel subsidy which does not benefit the poor. He further says petrol subsidy does not really benefit the poor. It is the middle class and the rich who are beneficiaries of PMS subsidy, and they have removed the diesel and kerosene subsidy. FAYEMI noted that there was an issue of trust between the people and the government, saying that the government needed to be more accountable to the people. Right now, we'll be taking a break, and when we return, going to the world of sports, Ronaldo breaks goal record as Portugal beat Hungary. We'll be back with the details after this break.
There is just one authority.
Power!
Activate your faith.
You have been summoned to a shrine.
Yes, sir.
Amata.
Teresa, Alata.
That's a shrine.
A shrine, but I've not gone.
Rest at his premise.
Miracle! Another wheelchair!
Impact 2021, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Apostle Johnson Suleiman.
Join me. I am coming to Uyo, Akwa Ibom. Your time has come. I'm believing God there's going to be massive move of the power of God. I'm telling you, like you've never experienced it before.
22nd and 23rd June 2021. Venue at Boho Mparawa Hall, Udo Udoma Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. The time is 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily. For inquiries, please call.
Please, you don't want to miss it. Tell somebody that the Apostle Johnson Suleiman is coming to Akwa Ibom State.
Receive your change.
Welcome back. And it's sports news now. Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo made history at Euro 2020 when he scored his 10th and 11th goals in a record 5th tournament appearance, making him the leading men's scorer in the championship's history. The Portugal captain overtook France great Michel Platini with his goal against Hungary at the Puskas Stadium in Budapest when he converted a penalty kick in the 85th minute in their 3-0 win over Hungary. The Juventus striker took his tally to 106 goals and 176 appearances for Portugal, 3 fewer than Iranian Ali Dai's all-time men's record of 109 international goals. The all-time record is held by Christine Sinclair of Canada with 186 goals. Ronaldo is the only man to score in 5 European Championship tournaments, extending his own record. It was a double celebration for the Portugal talisman, who set a new men's record for 5 Euros appearances. His first appeared at European Championship in 2004 when he helped Portugal reach the final on home soil. He has played in every tournament since and scored in each. In another sports news, and finally your news desk, PUMA delivers Olympic kits to AFN. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria has taken delivery of the huge consignment from PUMA International for its athletes and officials ahead of the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. The consignment includes tracksuits, vests, shoes, backpacks, wheel bags, face masks, and other items. Newly elected AFN President Ibrahim Gusau said the shipment, which is part of the 2019 partnership signed between AFN and the German multinational corporation in Doha, United Arab Emirates, was received on June 12. Gusau expressed satisfaction with the timeliness of the delivery. He said having these kits on ground before the Olympic Games is really a morale booster. The federal government and the AFN can now focus on other things in their quest to get the best out of the athletes at the game. And that's the size of the news for today from News Desk on Celebration TV. From here, we bring you the recap of the news headlines. Yahaya faces screening, reps want end to insecurity. Thousands in South Africa rush for diamonds in KwaZulu-Natal province. Europeans react to President Biden's visit. Central Bank of Nigeria may start printing Gambia's currency, says Emefiele. Ronaldo breaks goal record as Portugal beat Hungary. And now to the photo of the day. You can't do it all by yourself, because teamwork makes it all easy. Now, it is important in life that in whatever you decide to embark on, or whatever you decide to get yourself involved in, be wise to involve teamwork also, just like the ants. Well, you can see the photo for yourself. We also want to hear your thoughts, your feedback on the photo of the day. Do you agree? Do you have a contrary opinion? Do well to reach back to us via our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV, on Instagram, My Celebration TV, and on YouTube, Celebration TV. Now, your positive contribution to the wellness of the society you find yourself in or the organization you work in defines your leadership might. As an individual who knows what to do and do without expecting to be pushed, has bagged his way to success. So be it known today that everything we do, think, feel, and believe has either a positive or negative effect on humanity and our national well-being. So be a part of nation building today. I am Comfort James, and it is many thanks for watching.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosun.